Greetings, fellow to time and space. It's your host, TheAmariaShadow. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back once again to some more Ace Attorney Investigation. We're going to continue right where we left off in the last live stream. We're going to be continuing the middle portion of episode 5, Turnabout Ablaze. So without further ado, let's get started right away. Today's adventure, and see what's in store for us. Allons-y! March 14th, 11:33 p.m., Theatrum Neutralis, lobby. Agent Lang. Lang Z says, little cubs never really know the real fury of the elder wolves. These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I could get. Mr. Prosecutor, the counterfeit bills made with Babyliss Inc. They were all of Zhang Fa denominations. Yes, so I heard from Miss Von Karma. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zhang Fa is in financial crisis as we speak. Plus, we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. I stake the honor of the House of Lang on this. And I've come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zhang Fa, and I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home without a single answer. Agent Lang, don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. And Master Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no. It is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Kirkus, you fool! Curse your empty brain! You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of the story. Sheena, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes, I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Agent Lang, a moment if you... You, Wolfman and security lady, hold it! Objection, pal! Detective Gumshoe, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Koken, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, Detective. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, how long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Sheena, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Yatakarasu when you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Koken was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Babel investigation at all, so I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh? It sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. Is she seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day? You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Ha! I should have known that you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocent, so let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatakarasu that appeared in Babel, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on Kay's testimony. You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw? That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatakarasu. Pretended? And what do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second. First, I want to review what Kay's mysterious person did. Kay, if you could please explain for us what the person you were chasing did. Okay, you got it. I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage on the Babyliss side. I called out to the person, and as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. sake of argument, let's call this suspicious person the Yatagarasu. Now, please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatagarasu up to the 3rd floor. Can do. I chased the Yatagarasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Babalese embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway, and I filled a sudden turn. The Yatagarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatagarasu run into Mr. Koken's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... Ah! Who's there? By the time I had turned on the lights, the Yatagarasu had disappeared. Uke entered the room. The person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door. Oh? And how do you know that with such certainty? That's easy. If the Yatagarasu had left through that door, they would have run right into this person. It would have been Detective Gumshoe, yeah? No, it would have been Sheena, since she would have been right outside the door.
Take that!
Your answer is Sheena? Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Yatagarasu had used the door. The K screamed upon discovering Mr. Koken's body. The Yatagarasu would have run right into Agent Sheena, who was in the next room over. Ah! Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see? Therefore, the Yatagarasu is not a... It just means that the creep slipped out before Sheena made it onto the hallway. I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway, a certain Detective Gumshoe. Where were you exactly at that time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream, I ran towards Mr. Koken's office from the opposite direction of Agent Sheena, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a viable route. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth! You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened! Yes, I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route the Yatagarasu could have taken. I get it, so that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess, this is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, let's try to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the Babalese side is known only to 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Well, no matter. I figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture of said escape route exists, are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yatagarasu's escape? Guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window seemed to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that to be impossible. Now I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly. Of course I know that! That's bloody common sense! Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be of the Yatagarasu's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. The shadow in this photo is not the Yatagarasu that Kay was chasing after. You can say whatever you'd like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I really understand. The language of evidence. Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in this photo. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo is not the Yatakarasu Kei saw. Kei spotted the Yatakarasu heading for the 3rd floor during the 2nd fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the 1st fire. Oh! Yeah, way to go! That's twice you fit him in the butt now! We're not done yet! You still have to explain what that shadow is! How the Yatakarasu escaped! I don't suppose you're gonna answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. Ha! As I thought. However, the Yatakarasu's escape route? Now that I can answer. You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on! Enlighten me! Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabastion investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you have much knowledge about the Babalese side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheena, explained in my stead? Ah! Sheena is my subordinate! If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Sheena, you're shielding me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. That face. Isn't that Callisto you? I'm starting to think that is Callisto you right there. Alright. If you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent Sheena and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babalese embassy? Sheena's movements. During the first Babalese fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the 2nd fire, I was searching for the Yatakarasu that had appeared in Babel. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatakarasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Yatakarasu even exists. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Koken's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my statement. My testimony, damn it. Good. Let's confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi, is that correct? Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic! And it wasn't when Agent Sheena tried to arrest Kei under the same rationale? And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapons owner? Urgh! Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation, although I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. You should apologize right now for making Kei out to be the killer, pal! I'm sorry. Sheena apologized. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe it's Sheena. And let's put that to the test to see if she is really worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting. During the first Babalese fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. There's nothing here. During the 2nd fire, I was searching for the Yatakarasu that had appeared in Babel. Nope. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Well, that sounds logical enough. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatakarasu. This, on the other hand, wrong. Because we know for a fact he went through the revolving fireplace door. So, you should have seen him. Objection! Being in the room next to Mr. Koken's office is the problem with your testimony. Knock him back! Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastion office fireplace? Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabasta isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Koka's office holds the exact same secret. What? The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Now do you see? If the Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. Hiya! What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Sheena? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the code. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased over after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Koka's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Sheena. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal! Sheena? And she's laughing. And there it is. The mask has been removed. That laugh! I remember this irritating laugh. Getting chills down my spine. It can't be, but it has to be. Sheena, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors of this country really are all so very strange. Do you think you could get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose, and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. I understand, maybe. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here's your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in battle was used recently.
Take that!
I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Paleno's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in a fireplace with Mr. Koka. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Paleno said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Koka's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? Ash as proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? Do you still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. But for me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose, I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Sheena's rebuttal. In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Koken's office. And there you have it, my counter-argument. Ah! That's very impressive. She has seen through to the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Kay, pull yourself together! You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth. You must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. It's like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Sheena, please, show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry. This will be the deciding match. You'll see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply can't allow her to escape me again. Very well then. Agent Sheena, shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are. In my eyes, all you proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? So then, who was it that used that rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Koken's office. Really? I beg to differ!
Objection!
You didn't find anything suspicious at all? I highly doubt that. But I didn't. You can even ask the other men. I don't need to, for I found what you should have a while ago. Excuse me? In Mr. Koken's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there. When the... Hiya! That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see, so there was nothing in that office. Nothing you can call evidence. Speaking of things that you Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more. Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is the evidence. Very well. I'll show her the hidden piece of evidence that her and her fellow Interpol agents missed. This wire, right? I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. And what exactly is this supposed to mean? A length of wire? So what about it? I'll tell you what, we found this in the Batalese embassy not long ago. What? When we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Koken's office. You found that? At the scene of Mr. Koken's murder? So I think you'll agree now that I cannot trust you when you say that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room, and that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Sheena. And is it not possible that the reason the person K was chased and chose the third floor is because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent Sheena was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K. In that case, there's one location that no one has yet to inspect. Her room, right? Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location.
Take that!
location, Ajashina, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Koken's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir! I'm on it! I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think that Mishina's the Yatakarasu? Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is. And I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatakarasu. But can you prove she's the Yatakarasu is the question. Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, and I should be able to. And just what are you hoping he'll find? Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier. An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatakarasu. Hey, what did you find out by doing that? First, that it's impossible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Battleese ink. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway. Ah, but is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove. Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir! Oh, so what are these things that you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing. Yes, the possibility does exist. Hey, Tashina, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Aww! Thank you for bringing them to me. It saved me a trip. I have them back now. These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They are my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission. I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. If you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say, let them look at your stuff, Sheena. Lang! Sheena, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let us begin. So which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir! It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly, Agent Sheena. The Yatakarasu that Kei saw was wearing a coat. I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. And what about this dark substance around the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize that the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you could get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal! This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can... What? How? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I had been hoping to find the coat that the person Kei saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you can do that? Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of this coat. It's Battleese ink! Battleese ink? Yes, this is what will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Polano, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Battleese ink, it'll prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Ah! Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatakarasu, but we're not finished yet. You have no way of proving whether or not this is Battleese ink on the coat hem. Oh, but I do. I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds. How? How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I prove that the dark substance on the coat is Babyliss ink. I'm gonna burn it! We can find out whether that is Babyliss ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove that it's Babyliss ink? Yes, if you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what the dark substance is. Sheena, sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead, I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something. Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light some smoke bombs. Then, if I could please have one, Case, we could get this experiment underway. The flame! It's the same color as the flame's wit crystal oil produces, which means Babyliss ink is a product of wit crystal oil, and when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasus on the wing. Miss Sheena, you're the fake Yatagarasu, the one who killed my father. It's about time you came clean, Agent Sheena, or should I say, Callisto you. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Callisto you? I've never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday, and then tried to frame me for it! Oh, really? And you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me. A raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you? I do. It's something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, Kay, but we have finally come to the end. You'll prove her to be Callisto you with this, and clip this Yatagarasu's wings for good.
Take that!
This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto you. It will? Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Briar and Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades, which means that your fingerprints are still on here. Every last one. We will clear everything up if you compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Sheena, will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? Oh, she snapped! It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto you. So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill is even greater than that time 7 years ago. Sheena, you're... Wang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So you were a spy all along? A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after? Someone who has been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time? Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto you, the woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu! That's right, Callisto you. That's just one of my many names. And even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Callisto you, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Kay, don't! You, I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father. You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty. Kay! You let Kay go right now, pal! You despicable! Let go of me, you filthy... Ugh! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. But that's impossible! My father was the one who created Little Thief. Hey, Edgeworth, the Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be 1 step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be! Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... It's neither of them. It's both of them. The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Byron Faraday nor Callisto U. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yatagarasu. Haha, how very perceptive of you. In no way! The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed. Mr. Edgeworth! No! I refuse to believe this! The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. No! Not Detective Bad! Detective Bad! It is only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu? You? I've been looking for you for a long time. 7 long years, but I finally got you. Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Why, indeed. It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time I won't miss. Stop! You! Kay! It's over, Sheena. Your leg! Agent Lang! You idiot! What were you thinking jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you! You really are an idiot, you know that? Ha! That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Hey sis! Yes? I want you to conduct a full body search. Sheena might have another weapon on her. Alright. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please. Sir! Hey, I found something! What is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, Detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing up this blade with this handle.
Take that!
I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly! This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I'm going to go return this Babyliss knife now. Alright, I trust that you'll make sure that it is returned to Ambassador at Paleno. Babyliss knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto, you? For the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Koken's murder. It means that you must be Mr. Koken's killer. You killed Mr. Koken with the Alabastian knife. Switched the handles, and then took the original blade of the Babyliss knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that about sum it up? You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are 2 problems with it. Problems? In what respect? What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? It was all so I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewaterland, I knew right away that you were Brian Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Koken's murder on me? Yes, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight, so I thought to use you. But pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You were going to take Little Thief away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. And the person who stole the Yatagarasu's key was Mr. Faraday? That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now, to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Koken? Then the real ringleader is still out there pulling the strings! Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you then, that I was the one who set the Battleese embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all the evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do? But then why start 2 fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! Miss Sheena. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor! Yes, Agent Lang? Mark my words, I'm not done here, and I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I peered into her heart a little, you know? It's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands, the one who thought my father was a problem to be removed. That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Gem and Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of soil stuck on the ends of these things. Oh! I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops! Thanks a bunch! You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire, and we almost didn't make it. We did it. We solved everything. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring, you, the Yatagarasu, were chasing after. The legend of that Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also a part of the Yatagarasu? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bad! Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir! She's just yanking on my chain, isn't she, Miss Edgeworth? Detective Bad, Wait, no, you are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Edgeworth, here, I shall give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Yatagarasu stole from my office! Huh? Wait. What?! Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. So the Yatagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait, then that means... What?! Tell me it's not true! That's too insane for me to believe, sir! It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. KG8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. The defendant was pronounced not guilty. She let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Yatagarasu. We vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano. Mr. Amano's conglomerate? We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then, it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday, he died for it. But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG8 incident, CCU. She never had a sister. What? And that means Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. At the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file. Please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there. Try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu. But why? This is a director's card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Koken had on him at the time of the KGA incident, 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. Why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss will come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. And apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. If it burns in bright green, that means it comes from Babel, yeah? And that it comes from Babel, from here, right? So you mean the cards were written in Babelese ink? The fact that the card that Koken was sent made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader. That we were only a few steps behind. And one more thing, Detective Gumshoe, I'm entrusting this to you. What is this, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KGA incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano, and he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. So we forced him to tell us where it was, finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. This video! What? Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. And that card was not the calling card of the Yatakarasu, but rather a director's card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is, whether you use them or not, is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad, there's no limit to the law, or it is the people who determine the limits to it. You still insist that, even now, you really are something else. I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatakarasu. Pops! Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops, why is this happening? This isn't justice! Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go. Yes, sir! Is this really the end of a legend? And with that, that'll bring today's video to a close. Oh, goodness gracious. So, in tomorrow's episode, we will be continuing with more Ace Attorney Investigations to try and complete the last portion of Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth, so we can start beginning our new journey into Ace Attorney Investigations 2. So, thank you all for watching, and as always, your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!